Share down. So nani kwa sawa? I think we are okay. So nani kwa sawa? I think we are okay. But unajua pia ikiwa karibu tumia nani pale yako, hata unaweza angalia kwa simu yako tu. We just monitor the progress. In the meantime, I invite people to join us. Hata unaweza angalia kwa simu yako tu. We just monitor the progress. In the meantime, I invite people to join us. Iko sawa. So those who are following us, if you can hear me, you can comment as we are moving. Those who are in, if you can hear me, please comment so that we can start. I think now make it to a chat. We pick from there. So, welcome to our session this afternoon. We are some few minutes late, but it's better we move on. So, as I'm always saying, if you're following us, make sure we know that you're following us. Drop your comment over there. Our topic is back to school. You are coming to school next week. You're going to your specific school next week. I don't know which school are you from, but also if you're in a position to tell us where you're watching from and which school are you, you can tell us at the comment sections. More so, if you can hear me, if I'm audible enough, you drop it at the comment section so that you give me the required confidence to proceed on. So now, I say that we have actually categorized our talk into 4 areas, which we are going to pick one by one. So the first one is academic excellence. The second one is setting of goals. The third one is healthy academic relationships. And lastly, we have what we call coping with academic pressure. All this we are going to check on one by one. If you are there, you can write your notes if you don't mind, because you will be required to. Some of the things that you will be checking on are actually what affects you directly in your various schools, and not only for the high school students, but okay, my target group is the high school students, but anybody can hear this, anybody can learn from this. So we start from the academic excellence. First of all, I would like to differentiate between academic excellence and perfection, because we always say we are far from being perfect. No one can be perfect in this world. So what is there is, we just want to talk about academic excellence. Okay, what is the academic excellence, how to achieve it, and probably some of the challenges that students can go trying to be excellent as far as the academics is concerned. Doreen, confirm if you can hear us very well. You are saying you're watching us from Emurwa Dikir. Ama umesema Dikir, no problem, but give us that confidence that you can hear us very well. Now, I want to start by talking about the academic excellence, and then I give various concepts concerning the academic excellence. It's a concept that most of us we decide to achieve. Anybody going to school has one aim, to have what we call the academic excellence. Even anytime you are going home, from home to school, your mom or dad will tell you, please, can you go and achieve and give us good results? Basically, or the thing your parent is trying to tell you is, be smart in terms of the academics. And that's what we are going to see this morning. Now, this concept, it can be referred in very many ways. It can be discussed in terms of grades. It can be discussed in terms of your position in compared to other students in your school, or even nationwide. So there are very many ways in which we can talk about the academic excellence, but basically it is doing exemplary well in your academics. There are very many things that actually encompasses your academic excellence, starting from home, in school. I mean, there are very many things that encompasses it, that determines your academic excellence. So one thing I want to say is that it is not a destination that you say, now I have reached the academic excellence. But to be very precise, academic excellence is a journey and not a destination. It is not a sprint, but it's like a marathon race that you are supposed to go time to time. So I have some slides that I prepared for you, so I will be taking you through in the next 40 to 1 hour. I will be done with what I want to present in each of the categories. So I started by saying this: it is not a destination but a journey, meaning it requires continuous improvements day by day until you achieve what you think is excellent as per you. Another thing again that we need to know is that what is excellent in me may not be excellent in you. Maybe as I'm speaking right now, I'm talking about a grade that is so down. So maybe by the end of the term, I've given myself that this term, if I am going to score a C+, that will be excellent with me. And for you right now, you are scoring a C+. So it means now, if I score C+, it will be excellent with me compared to what I had scored last time. But for someone maybe who is already at C+, C+ will not be excellent to that particular person, but something else. So what am I saying? Whatever is excellent with me may not be excellent with you. As you are moving on, and as you are moving on with your studies, regardless of the class you are in, I want you to be very specific. I want you to know, I want you to set it with yourself. What do you think, or what will you consider as academic excellence in your side? Because if you have done that, if you have considered, and if you have made a clear distinction that this is going to be my academic excellence, then it's going to be very well with you. Someone called Shifting Grades is following us from Machakos. Thank you. Now, so to achieve academic excellence, one must cultivate the mindset of continuous improvement. This involves setting high standards for oneself while recognizing that the path to excellence is paved with both dreams and setbacks. So what am I saying in this clause? I'm saying this, that as far as you have your goals to meet, setting of goals is one of the agenda in this discussion. I'm going to check on it after this. But I'm saying this, the journey to academic excellence has a lot of drawbacks. It has a lot of challenges that you as a student, you must be able to identify it. You must let your teachers know what are some of your challenges. You must let your parents also be aware what are some of the challenges that you encounter in trying to achieve academic excellence. We are going to see all of them, but in most cases, again, these challenges will vary from person to person. There is someone who requires more time to study in order to achieve the academic excellence, or in order to get the proper grades he or she wants to. Another person, maybe, anytime he or she takes the studies, when she reads for the first time, that is a time that is going to get the concept and she will make it in life. So we are different. Now, what are some of the things that we need to have in order to achieve the academic excellence? One that I've mentioned here is passion and curiosity. Unless you are passionate, unless you are curious to achieve academic excellence, otherwise you will not. Why? Because passion fuels persistence and ignites creativity and transforms the learning process into a meaningful experience. Even if I talk to you right now and I ask you to do something in order to achieve the proper excellence in academics, if you are not passionate on the same, it will be meaningless unless you have that particular passion. Even when you ask those people who always excels in this country, in the school where you are, one of the character they have is that they are passionate in whatever they want. Not only in this, what we call the academic excellence, but in everything you want to achieve in life. Unless you have the passion and having that passion to achieve what you want, you will not get it actually. So it is something that comes from within you. We call it the intrinsic motivation. This one doesn't need a parent to motivate you. This one doesn't need a teacher to motivate you. It doesn't need a friend or a neighbor or the government of Kenya to motivate you. It is an intrinsic factor that comes from within you. Something that no one can stop it. When you are passionate to do something, it's like you are determined to do something. Nobody can stop you. Even some challenges which we are going to talk about, nobody
can stop you. So as long as you have that particular passion, and you ukiulizwa what are you passionate in or at this particular time, you say I want to achieve the best I can achieve in my studies this term, because you are passionate for the same. Even the challenges of saying that I don't have the proper revision books will not stop you. Even the challenges of saying I don't have enough time to revise will not stop you, because you are passionate in the same. Something else that is also required, and I have to say this, that you need to have in order to achieve excellence in academics is what we call, academics. I mean, for you to achieve this, you cannot do it in isolation. You do it as a team. I mean, you need an environment that will support you. You as a student, what is your environment? What do you need in order to achieve the academics in a proper way? That is the supporting environment. The immediate one is your teachers. The second one comes in are your parents or the guardian. And the third one, which is far away from you, is maybe the government. But the immediate ones are your parents and teachers. That is the support environment I'm talking about. Teachers will mentor you, and your families will play a very meaningful role in this process. The teachers will guide you, will encourage you, will teach you, will be dedicated to you, so that it ignites whatever is inside you in achieving the success. A teacher will always actually want you to get the best that you can get. I mean, a teacher will always want to teach you until there is no difference between you and the teacher as far as the concept is concerned. For example, your CRE teacher can teach you in such a way that by the end of the day, he or she wants you to be like him or her as far as the mastery of content is concerned. So that's the first support, the teachers and your parents. So your parents will always be there to ensure that they pay your school fees in advance, to ensure that they support you with what you require. I mean, they will always do everything to make sure that they don't disrupt your process of learning. So that is the first step. If the process of learning is not disrupted, then you have no excuse not to perform exemplary well. The other people who I can say they are also the support environment, they are the support system, which are not your teachers or parents, and these are the friends. And you need to have a friends who will make you go directly to your studies. I mean, work on your studies. They will help you not to waste time. That one I'm not mentioning too much, because at the end of this also we have a section on the healthy relationships. I will talk about that one, about your friends, and we will check on that. So we are still on there. Josephine from Ngoto in Makueni is following us. Thank you. There are many people who have excelled academically. Try to sit down with them and ask them. They will tell you what they did. Most of the things they did are, they will tell you, my teachers supported me, my parents supported me, I was passionate in this, that is all they are talking about. Now, also, if you are passionate and determined, and you have the proper support system in your academics, then you will actually achieve the academic excellence as far as you want. Now, we have what we call 100% system. So the two which I have mentioned, that is the environment surrounding you, those are the parents, the teachers, and the friends. They will only give you a maximum of 25%. So if you are excellence, if for example you want to achieve at 50%, then you are only supposed to look for 25%, because the teachers and your parents and your friends will help you achieve 25%. But now, you yourself, the remaining 75% belongs to you. So anytime you score, you do your average, and you realize that your average lies at around 60%. Subtract 25, which are not yours, which you are given by the system. I call it the support system. Then you will remain, if you had 60 minus 25, you will remain with something like 35. So that's what you score. And if you want 100%, you are only supposed to look for 75%, because whatever you know at first, the system has given you 25%. I mean, so you are supposed to look for 75. The system is only going to give you 25%. So meaning all the work will be done by you. And in case of failure, you will carry the blame. And in case you succeed, actually, the day you will succeed, either in high school, beyond the high school, that is the universities, campus, and colleges there, the biggest congratulations should come to you, followed by your teachers and your family members now, because you carry, or you always carry, the biggest task, which is 75%. So you actually need to be there. So what else? Now I want you to know that it's not this excellence in academics is not a fixed attribute, but a dynamic and evolving process, and you have to strive for greatness anytime. You don't stand in one place, but you need to work from time to time. You need to always keep on to master the content. I always tell you that the biggest task and the main task to academic excellence is, first of all, you read, you master the required content in your various subjects. Then from there now, we just come and cultivate. It's like if you want to get the biggest reap from your farm, first of all, you need to plant those seeds. After planting now, the farmer will come in and input other things like fertilizer, like weeding, I mean all those that is required. But the main thing is to plant the seeds. By doing what now in your studies, the main part that you need to work on is by ensuring that you have the required content. I don't know what's your favorite subject, but I believe you must have one subject which you love the most, which you pass the most, because your favorite subject actually should be the one that you pass. The one that you get the next lesson is maths, which may be your favorite subject. Then you are happy. Now, in your favorite subject, you need to have done actually the best and master the content. You have read, you have revised, I mean, you know what is required of you as far as that subject is concerned. So that now when the teacher comes in, atakuwa tu na a very small task of telling you, if you want to answer this question, yes, you have the answer, but your answer should be framed this way. But now, a teacher comes to class to tell you, if you want to answer this question, this is how it needs to be answered. Yet, you even don't know where that question comes from in your book, in your syllabus, meaning you still have a problem. But as far as you've mastered the content, it becomes easier for the other stakeholders to stand with you and to guide you and to direct you. So that is about the academic excellence. I said you cannot do it in isolation, and we need all of us to embrace academic excellence. It is not settling for less. If you hear somebody talking and saying, I want to be excellent in my academics, that means that person has refused to settle for less as far as the academics are concerned. That person will do everything required to make sure that he passes, or he is said to be excellent in terms of the academics. I mean, whatever it takes, you need to ask yourself, what does it take for me to be excellent in my academics? All the answers that you will give it to yourself, all the answers that somebody else will give you are actually what is required for you to be excellent academically. Also, don't fear. I will always, any example I will be giving, I will be referring to that one of a farmer. For example, if we are in one village with you, and you realize that my farm is doing well than yours, and we are in the same climate, the same rainfall, I mean, we use almost the same all things, then you realize that my farm is working well than yours, you will have to come to me, ask me, I think we are almost doing the same thing with you, but mine are not doing well. My farm is not doing well. What is this extra thing that you are doing? Maybe I'm not doing in my farm. So I will sit down, then narrate to you what I always do until I get the best yields in my farm. Then after narrating to you, you will realize and filter from your side to see if in my story there is something I've told you that you don't do in your farm, then you go and actually implement it. So it's the same when it comes to academics. What is there is this. Sometimes you are being taught by the same teacher, you are reading the same books, you are eating the same food, under the same government, under the same classroom. I mean, everything is the same. But when the results are out, you realize that there is something not adding up, and you will be like, what is this that I'm not doing well, that my friend is doing? That's when now you will lower your ego. You go to your friend during games time, mwambie leo nataka tuongee na wewe 1 to 3. I mean, we are being taught maths with by Mr. Kamau, the two of us. We are using KLP, the two of us. But when the results come out, you have 86 always, or 90 or 100. I have 50, I have 55, I have 60, I have 40. What is this that you are doing so well that you advance in your academics? So if the other person is genuine, he will tell you, or she will tell you, that this is what I do. I always do 5 sums a day. I always revise these questions per day. I always consult the teacher. I always use my free time very well. Not only what is done in class, but also outside class. I do this and this and this and this. Now, that's why now, those are some of the steps to academic excellence. There are some of you, yes, they know that yeah, I have a problem, but they would never go to consult. My friend, you will suffer. You have to consult. We always have to consult, and we will never run away from a consultation. Sometimes you will even be required to go to your teacher or your parent. Mwambie, I think I'm doing my best, but I'm not getting the results. Maybe what you are doing, there is something one you are forgetting, or maybe there is something you think you are doing it right, but you need to change it and do it in the other way. That is the journey to academic excellence. As I'm exiting to talk about a different topic, and that is the setting of goals, I still want to say this, that academic excellence is for everybody. It doesn't mean that in a class there should be someone who excels and the other one failed. No, all of you can actually excel, because whatever the teacher teaches you is whatever that teacher or any other teacher outside will be testing. So I wish you all the best as you are striving to academic excellence. If you have any question, you can actually put in the chat box. We will answer you very well. There are those who are following us: Erickson Orina from which place is that? I will read it when I get it, how to read it. Kevin, thank you for commenting. And Mwambe Frida, all the way from Thika, thank you and welcome to our channel. Now, the other one that I want to talk about is setting of the academic goals. And one of the goals is what I've just spoken about, academic excellence. But remember what I said earlier, that whatever is excellent with you may not be excellent with me. Whatever you want to achieve, I already achieved. Whatever you want to achieve, or where you are right now, maybe is my target. So in this journey of academics, or in this journey of studies and my education, you have to set academic goals. This concept will help you even outside studies, because every field that we are in, you have to set a goal. Even your parents, whom you think they have reached, no, they always have goals to achieve each year, each month, and each day. For example, before the end of today, there are some things I woke up in the morning and I said, before I sleep today, God willing, I should have achieved this, this, and this. And now the day will end and I will sit down and ask myself, how much of my target did I achieve? Sometimes I do as I had planned and I will be very happy. Sometimes I do more than I had planned and I will be happy. And I will pay 30 minutes. So Well, what is there is, sometimes you want to achieve something, but by the end of the day, you realize that you achieved half of it. But don't worry, goals will guide you on how to go about. Goals will guide you what energy are you supposed to put. Now, ask yourself, what is the importance of the academic goals? Why do you have to set? The main reason is one, it gives you a blueprint on your academic endeavors. It gives you a journey or a road on which to follow in order to achieve your academic qualification, goals, and target. It gives you direction and focus and help you achieve your dream. It helps you to focus and to avoid what we call obstructions. There are many obstructions that comes that can prevent you from achieving your goals. Now, it's like a compass that guides your academic journey. That's why you need to set a goal. Some of you right now, as I'm speaking, they have never set any goal. They don't know what they want. But today is the day that I would like you to set your academic goals. I would like you to plan yourself. Don't set long academic goals, but make it short. That is termly. When you set termly, then the termly academic goals will help you come up with the yearly academic goals. When you set up the yearly goals, it will be too long for you, and at some point you will feel tired. But make it short. In fact, there are some which are for daily, weekly, and monthly and termly. You will achieve it. When you make it short, you will get motivated, because anytime you achieve a small step, you will be motivated to go for a bigger one. But if you set a bigger one, it will look a very big task with you. Set it daily. By the way, as you wake up in the morning, if you are a Christian like me, just ask yourself, what do I want to achieve before the end of the day? Write them down. In the evening, as you are going to bed, just 5 minutes or less, evaluate yourself. Have I really made it to where I wanted today? The power of goal setting, I was researching. After we have set a goal, what is the main importance? We are making a commitment to ourselves, because you get committed that I have to achieve this. The commitment will bring clarity and purpose to our efforts. Goals will help us to prioritize our time, allocate our resources wisely, and maintain discipline. They also enable us to measure our progress and reflect on our achievements. By setting specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals. I'm going to speak about all these. The characteristics of goals, target, what you want to achieve, should bear the following properties. One, it should be measurable. Don't just say something that kuna mtu anasema by evening nataka nikuwe nimesoma, na anasema hiyo ni a goal. Yeah, atukata, yes, it's a goal to be achieved. By evening you want to maybe have read maybe your history notes, but it should be measurable. Nataka uandike hivi useme by evening nataka nikuwe nimesoma 2 topics ya history. That is measurable quantity now, so that by evening you will be able now to see whether you achieve the goal of the day. Now, so that when it comes to exam, usiseme I want to pass in my exams. Set a measurable goal, like by the end of the term I should be able to score B+ and above, B stand, C+, depending on where you are right now. That is a goal that is measurable. Even when you sit with your parent and you ask yourself now, why are you failing in theory? You can be able to set a goal. Put what you want to do so that to achieve it and how to achieve it. For example, if you want to pass in mathematics, there are 2 things that you need to do. First of all, what can you do to pass? Whatever you want to do is also a goal that should be measurable. Like, I should be doing 5 questions per day. Then, what do you want? maybe to achieve 60 marks at the end of the term. That is now something that is measurable. Number 2, it should be specific. Just like I've said, it's measurable. It should also be specific. Kuna mtu atakwambia mimi nataka tu nipate 60 ama I mean, are you sure? But be very specific, so that when you can get even the difference between where you are now and where you are going. You are at 40 and you want to achieve 50. Yeah, it's possible. So you know very well I'm supposed to put the energy that should give me 10 marks on top at the end of the day. So it should be very, very specific. I mean, I want to increase my maths by 10%. I want to increase my physics by 20%. That's being very specific. Number 3, it should be attainable. I met a student and we were setting the targets, the two of us, and the student had that 5%. Nikamwambia, now let's talk about your interim exam. How much do you want to achieve, or how much do you want to score in these subjects? Then and then I want to score 90%. Nikamwambia, no, it's not possible. We cannot move from that 5 to 90%. That's not very possible. Sikatai, one day you will score 90%. But how do we move it? Let's move it in steps. Let's start with now you are at that 5%. The most, or the one that looks achievable, looks realistic, is the one like now I want to score 45%. That's okay. I want to score 50%. That's okay. Why? Because you are only supposed to add 15 marks. Now that one, if it is, just check on your target. Now uangalie, if you are supposed to add more than 30 marks, then it's not making sense kidogo, because adding 30 marks in less than one term is a problem, and it may not be possible. So add 10 marks, 15 marks, at most 20. Then after achieving that 20 marks, then now you can proceed and set another target. Then it should be time bound. Those who are in my previous video, when I was talking about the dreams, I said one of the characteristics or one of the ways to achieve your dream is by allocating a time to it. That by a given time, by the end of the term, I should be able to score 50% in my mathematics. That is time bound. Don't just tell us I want to score 50% and you inform too. No, just give the time. Now say by a given time, I must have achieved my target this way. By then now, we will know that you are making some sense, because when you set time, you will know that you are running out of time. You will work hard. You will apply whatever you need to apply in order to achieve whatever you want to achieve. It should be time bound. There's another one I said earlier. You break it down. Sikatai, you can be having 30% in the month of April. December, or the end of the year exam, you get 90. It's very possible. But don't say I want to achieve 90% at the end of the year. No, you say by the end of term 1 I want to achieve 50, term 2 70, term 3 90. Very possible. So you break down your goals. Break down your goals. Even when you want to read a given topic, or maybe you have a problem with chemistry form 2, and that is where you want to put your energy on, what will you do? You will have to say now, okay, the whole of the book of the form 2, you cannot read it in 2 days or 1 day or 3 days. It needs a time like a week or 2. So you break it down that by the end of the day, I should read one topic per day. That one now makes a lot of sense. Why? Because when you achieve one topic for the day, you will feel motivated that now I'm remaining with 5 topics. The following day, you achieve another one. Break down your goals. Break down so that you feel motivated while achieving one by one, small by small, you will be able to get it. Now, you also need to have a plan. I always tell my friends and my colleagues we work with, I have a plan. They will ask me, you've not done this. I tell them I have a plan. You remember the government of Kenya, when they were campaigning, they used to say we have a plan. So without a plan, actually, you cannot make it in life. Everything that needs to be done requires a plan. Even to read, it requires a plan. If you want to read the whole of Form 2 notes, if you don't have a plan, you will read one topic, get tired, get frustrated, get demotivated, you stop reading, you feel discouraged. Why? Because you don't have a plan. And you're grown up. As long as you are in high school, you are a grown up person who should be able to set up a plan, not just waiting to be given a plan. No, you have your own plan. Even at home, have your own plan. Even your parents, they have their own plan. Even your mom, they have their plan. Even that girl who works at the home, everybody actually have a plan by maisha. If you don't have a plan, there is this cliche that we always say that failing to plan is planning to fail. It's very correct, and it applies in our lives. If you don't have a plan, trust me, the plan is there working behind you to make sure that you fail. So have a plan on how to achieve your goals. Have a plan on how to achieve your dream. Have a plan on how to achieve your academic goals. All these plans should be narrowed down towards making you prosper in your academics, towards making you acquire what you need. Another one is you must stay committed to the course. Stay committed. Don't be wavering. Today you look very hardworking. You look very committed. You look very you look strong in what you are doing. The teachers commend you. Your parents commend you. But 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, 1 month later, 1 year later, we don't see the same energy we were seeing, because you did not remain committed. Be committed in what you are doing. Be committed in your academic goal. Another one, I'm almost done with this part. You are supposed to seek support. No one is strong enough in this world to stand alone. Seek support in order to achieve your academic goals. First of all, you must know what are your goals. Then you seek support from your parents, from teachers, from mentors, from coaches. There are people like us. We have given ourselves to ensure that we direct anybody, anywhere, at any time, on how they will do and achieve their academics success. So seek support. Yes. Lastly, always after every day, 1 week, 1 month, always reflect what you have done. It's always the best. It is always the best. Reflect and adjust accordingly. I remember, I can give you a story, a short one, in 1 minute. When we were young, we used to weed our maize farm plantation. And you know, the maize are being planted in such a way that they're in lines. So each one of us would be given 3 rows or 3 lines, and you are supposed to weed all of them up to the other end. And the end always is very far, like 100 meters or 200 meters. Now, somebody who used to help us was telling us, don't see where you are going first. Start, okay, if you see where you are going and you feel discouraged, just look back and see where you've come from. See how long, the length of the farm weed, and you will feel encouraged and you move on. If you have read 3 topics in chemistry from 2 and you feel like you are tired, no, just look where you are going and then look back. Adjust. Look, you are only remaining with 3 topics, yeah, and you've come a long way for 3 topics. So when you reflect and adjust, it will work well. So sometimes you wanted to read a book, read your notes, to finish your Form 1 notes or Form 2 notes in 1 week. Ikafika Friday, you realize that I still have 2 days only, but I'm just halfway. Which adjustments do you require? It means if you used to read 1 topic per day, you need to make some adjustment, read 2 topics per day. That one will make a lot of sense now. To conclude, setting academic goals is not merely about achieving academic success. It's about fostering personal growth and preparing for future challenges. The skills and discipline developed through goal settings are transferable to various aspects of life, from career aspirations to personal development. I'm saying this, if you cannot remain committed in your academics, even in the future when you are employed, you may not remain committed to your career, to your job, to your family, whatever you will be doing. So these attributes that we are gaining while doing our studies are transferable to other fields. It can be applied to the other fields. So feel empowered, achieve your goals, and proceed on. Now, I want us to look at something. We call it the healthy relationships among teenagers. Most of you are following me right now in high school, so meaning you are teenagers, and some of you who are also following me, your parents, and you have teenagers in your house. There is what you call healthy relationship, and I'm privileged to talk to you about this. I mean, there are very many things that we need to talk about. Yeah, in our studies, in our between our teenagers, as they navigate through the complexities of the age they are in, the adolescent group. That is where most of you are right now. So there are many people who are surrounding you, ranging from your family members, ranging from your teachers, and more so your friends, classmates, or simply the schoolmate. All of them are the kind of relationships we need to talk about, and what defines the best or the healthy relationship. I may not take too much time here, but whatever you do in life or whatever you achieve, just like I said when starting the session, is that we can never work in isolation. You can never work alone unless somebody is with you. And I mentioned your family members, I mentioned your teachers, and I also mentioned your colleagues. The ones you spend much time with are your friends, your classmates, your schoolmates. Those are the ones that actually determine, in most cases, where your academics head to, because this session is fully for academics. Now, what are we saying? It is very important to have a very healthy relationships that will help you achieve your academic goals through proper emotional and social development and social discipline. Make sure that the relationship you are in, you are getting support, it improves your esteem, and it offers you a sense of belonging to a given group, like your family. Sometimes you are in a family and you feel like I don't belong to this family, because all this at any point significantly affects your academic performance. For example, if you are in a school or a class where you feel like you're not relating with everybody in a proper way, there are two things involved. Either your conscience is true, or you are the one who is actually trying to deviate. There are some people who, when they're being punished or when they're being told what they've done wrong, they don't embrace that, they take it as a fight. So sometimes it affects your relationship with the school, with the other colleagues, your friends, and eventually it will affect your performance. So what I want to talk about is ensure you have the following with those people surrounding you. Number one, respect. You and your friends ensure you respect each other, and in that case it will affect your academics in a proper way. If someone respects you, that person will not introduce you to negative things. That person will not introduce you to drugs because he or she respects you. That person will not introduce you to negative behavior like being rude, being indisciplined, not doing the assignment. Someone who respects you and he or she knows that you respect that person back will not in any way try to interfere with your good character. We all know some of the behaviors that goes on, which maybe they were not there during our times. And when you sit down with somebody and talk, someone will tell you, it was my friends. it is my friends. Tafuta mtu mwenye sahi ako underage na anakunywa pombe, muulize how comes, I mean where did you start this? Atakwambia it's my friends, it's my cousin, it's my brother. The worst enough, it's my parent. You see? So if someone respects you, that person will not introduce anything negative to you. It means he or she values you. So in that social life you are in, with your parents, teachers, colleagues, friends, whatever it is, do you respect each other? If someone has ever tried to introduce you to something that will never help you, you want to read, mtu anakuambia no, let's keep it aside, that person does not respect you. So make sure in your relationships, your friends, make sure there is respect in between. Without respect, then there is a big problem there. Those who are following me, I want to hear from you. If you can hear me very well, comment about my audibility. Otherwise, we are doing well. Now, apart from respect, which I say it is very paramount, I want also have this factor number 2 in your relationship: communication. Communicate with the people surrounding you. Communicate with your parents. Communicate with your teachers. Communicate with everybody influencing your life. Mwambie, yeah, I'm happy for this that you have said, but for me, honestly, I don't think I'm for this. You are my friend, yes, but you have told me that we should do this. No, I mean, just be open. Make sure you communicate your thoughts and feelings. Then it will also help you resolve conflicts. There is no relationship without conflicts. You and your parents, you relate as the, you to your parents, you are the son or the daughter. What am I saying? So you have that particular relationship, and there must always be conflict, and conflicts will always happen. Even as I'm speaking now, somebody is being quarreled. Somebody was a quarrel in the morning. Somebody will be quarreled this evening. So let that communication be there. Even you and your colleagues in class, let that communication be there. Clearly, any musiokopane, you'll be very open. Even to your teachers. That is the kind of a relationship I'm talking about. And also trust. Ensure your parents trust you. Ensure your friends trust you. Ensure your teachers trust you, and vice versa. You also trust them. That is what I'm talking about, and that's what I'm calling it a good relationship. Again, it may be the last characteristic that I want to talk about as far as a healthy relationship is concerned, is support. Someone you are with, you call it a friend, you call it a brother, a sister, or whichever the case. One of the factors that should be in is support. Kuna mtu kila saa, if support is needed, it's only you giving the support, then it means there is a problem somewhere, and you need to work on that. It should be mutual. Even while trying to achieve the goals I just talk about, actually the two of you need to support each other through revision, through materials. You have a book, your friend is here. Tell your mom, usinunue kitabu ya math because my friend ako nayo, nipae ya chemistry because hana chemistry. When I'm using ya math yake, anatumia chemistry yangu. That is the kind of support I need. When you have a problem, you can talk to her or him. Then anajaribu pia kukuletea a solution. Si mtu mwenye you say is my friend, you try to solve a problem, you tell that person I have a problem in this subject, anakuambia sawa utafanya aje? I mean, what will you do? Someone who will give you support. Why am I saying all this? Because there are some challenges we always go through. You always go through. Everybody always goes through. Even outside the academics, we always follow those. Communication. We talk about trust. We talk about support. We also talked about respect. Unless we have all those, we can say that relationship is not okay. We will give it a name. We will call it a toxic one. Why? Because one person suffers on behalf of the other. So anytime you realize that this friendship of ours is not doing well, I'm giving you a name. You call it a toxic one, because you are not helping each other. Benignas Ndila Mushoka anasema amazing, thank you. Where are you watching us from, Benignas? Nairobi ama Mombasa? Wewe ni mtu 1 minute you in Nairobi, 30 minutes uko Mombasa. Now, after we identify now that this one is a toxic one, then you peacefully have to exit from it, or you solve the problem. There are some relationships you can never run away from. Like, for example, in your family, can you run away from your family? If you feel like your family is toxic, what can you do? You only have one thing to solve the problem, but you cannot run away. I always tell some students that the place that you can never transfer from, you can transfer from one school to another. Unaweza amua staki alliance and you want mangu. Mwingine asema staki mangu ndaka day school. Mwingine, I mean, you can transfer, you haina shida. In fact, it's in one day you may transfer. You can also transfer, you can change your citizenship. Unaweza amua mimi sitaki kuwa Mkenya. Kenya iko na maneno mingi. You can transfer that one, no problem. You can also decide that I don't want to work in a certain profession. In profession fulani, I want to transit from this, I want to go to this. It's okay, you can change it. But there is one that you will find it difficult from changing. But somebody told me it's possible to change. You can never change your family. You can never transfer from your family to another family. Even when you get married to the other family, your former family remains your family forever. So if you feel that like that in your family, there is something not working well, you talk about it. But in others, if you can run away from it, it's okay. In school, I always tell people, that friend, tangu anza kutembea na huyu rafiki wako, I don't think your things are working well. So sometimes the teachers will break some friendship in school, and it is their right to break that friendship because they know this friendship does not help all of you. Anawaambia nikiwaona tena siku nyingine siku moja, I will beat all of you, and the teacher is very right. Likewise to your parents. Anakuona kuna mtoto fulani, anakuona na mtoto fulani, anakuambia no, hapo kidogo sikubaliani na nyinyi. Wewe unashangaa, why is my mom against my friendship with somebody? No, your mom knows what you don't know. Your teacher knows what you don't know. We know what you don't know. Your guardians knows what you don't know. So if we say don't, sisema umchukia manini, just work on your own. Let her or him work on his own, because amusaidiani. The other thing that we need to talk about as far as the healthy relationship is concerned, we need actually to work on the following: the effects of social media on our lives. It has adverse effects. Mingi sana. We need to work on the same. So most of you are exposed to social media, and they watch some things which are, if it's not making them work well. So social media influence, tuachane nayo kabisa 100%. Now also you can seek guidance, ama you can seek you can ask someone to help you make a decision. Even in school, sometimes a student will go to a teacher and amwambia teacher, please assign me a student who will be my friend, will help me achieve this and this. That is the kindness I'm talking about. In fact, kuna mtu ukikaa naye, by the way, and you know this, and I know you can relate. Kuna mtu ukikaa naye kwa shule, anytime mnapanishiwa, uko sure tu anytime tutapatikana kwa mistake. Kuna mtu atakuwa best yako, utaye kupatikana kwa makosa the whole week, the whole month, the whole term. Kuna mtu mnaonekana naye, deputy akiwaona hivi anaona tu makosa. Class wenu akiwaona tu hivi anaona tu makosa. Why? There are some people associated to certain character. Be associated with someone, and yet mimi nikikuona na yeye, I will say, I think now you are heading in the wrong direction. What is that friend of yours mwenye ukikaa na yeye, assignment unamaliza mapema, cleaning manual unafanya mapema, your books are well, your exercise books are well covered, everything works well. Halafu kuna mtu mwenye mnaonekana na yeye tu asubuhi, by saa saba mko na makosa na yeye, na usipojunga the following day mshaenda suspension. That is kind of a relationship I don't want. Nataka yenyewe nikikupata wote mshamaliza assignment. That's what we are talking about. That is it. So You need also to build positive relationships. Sometimes kuna mtu mwenye una feel this person is not the best person as a friend, but I can build her, I can build him to be a good friend. You just be authentic, you show empathy, you develop what we call a conflict solution pamoja. Mwambie sikatai wewe ni best yangu, lakini kuna hiki kitu inafaa tufanye hivi na hivi. Sitapenda venye nikikuuliza kitu unanijibu vibaya. Hapana, you need to work on this and this. At the end of the day, you will have built that particular person. Lastly, the years we are in, sio kama zamani. Ungenipata mimi nikisoma primary, even in secondary, you would realize that all of us in a classroom, all of us would come from the same community. Out of 50 students, maybe 2 come from a different community. So we shared the culture, all of us. Even the 2, we had to adopt them to be like us. Even the teachers who are teaching us, maybe kama kuna mwenye who did not come from a community, maybe ni moja ama wawili. The rest were coming from our community. So our culture and traditions could not clash. But nowadays, imagine the class you are in. Maybe the ones you come from, your tribe or your community are very few. They come from various parts of Kenya. Kama ni mtu wa Turkana utampata, mtu wa Western utampata, mtu wa Rift Valley utampata, mtu wa Central utampata, mtu wa Coast. Everywhere. So what you need to do is you need to embrace diversity for a good working friendship and relationship. Embrace diversity of the traditions and culture. That is what I always tell people. Leave alone even for our country. You will meet in the school I teach. We have students as far as from Ethiopia, Uganda, Tanzania. Some even come from West Africa. Yeah, and we have to embrace diversity. Be happy for what your friend is. Lakini sasa kuna watu wengine unapata mtu ametoka Rift Valley. Let me use that one because nobody will tell me anything. Someone comes from Nandi. All the friends ako nayo ni from Nandi. Sikatai, lakini I'm saying this, then wacha masomo ikusaidie kidogo. At least have what we call embrace diversity. That is, at least sikia watu kutoka maeneo mengine wanasema aje. Umeshika? So that's one of the things. So having this healthy relationship, especially at your age and as you are moving to adulthood, will help you a lot. It will help you even create friends for the near future because you need friends. It will help you move a lot. Now, what can we say? Building and maintaining healthy relationship is a continuous ongoing process that you have to embrace, respect, as I have said, communication, trust, seek support, and have boundaries in the same. Then you will have the best. So in summary, I'm saying this: ensure that you always benefit your friends. Ensure your friends also also get some importance from you. Si ati ni kitu yenye by the end of the day you try to see what have you helped your friends, akuna what has your friends helped you, akuna. It is better you don't have that one. So what is there is just embrace the mutual relationship. If in that friendship you feel like this person can lead me away, there are very many things that we are against nowadays. Unajua zamani we used only to fight rudeness, indiscipline. Nowadays we are also fighting. Teachers are saying that they are fighting drugs. They are fighting what we call there is this thing that always in boys' school we call it the homosexuality. In girls' school, lesbianism. Things which do not have any value. It will never add any value to your life. And it will be very shameful for you to have been initiated to such things by a friend. Then it means that friend amekumislead, don't allow somebody to mislead you in such things. I was talking with one of my friends and some of my friends, and I was telling them that the way people are living their life nowadays, someone is 15 years old, but the things he or she has experienced were meant to be experienced at the age of 30s and late 20s and 40s. So by the time this person is getting to the age of 30, to the age of 40, he or she sees life as meaningless. Why? You are misled at the age of 15. You are misled at the age of 18, 20. No. Some things should remain mysterious in your life, such that you unleash them one by one. Now, where I come from, alcohol was meant for old people. Somebody who has worked until ameretire, akona age ya 55, 60, 65 huko, anatulia tu akichunga ng'ombe yake polepole, anakunywa tu pombe yake pole, haina shida. It was with a lot of respect. But nowadays you find somebody enjoying life at the age of 12, at the age of 13, at the age of 15. Let me tell you, life will start to be boring when you will be at the age of 30. Some people, let me tell you, some people even commit suicide because ameona life haimsaidii. Why? Mtu amekaa akona 28 years, whatever he's doing or she is doing amefanya repeatedly tangu akiwa 15 years, so life imeanza kubo. Let me tell you, boys and girls, and even the parents to the young boys and girls, each stage has its own value. Each stage has its own meaningful step. The age of 10 to 20 years, even to 24, even to 25, is meant for studies, not for any other thing. So that now when you exit studies at the age of 24 to 25, 23 there, now you enter into the age of working now. You start working. You experience life differently. You marry. I mean, you experience life in a different way. But now, some of the relationship you are in is not working so well that it may not help you vizuri. So what am I saying? Let each stage belong. Ask yourself, I'm 15 years old. What is my occupation right now? Your occupation is, you are a student. Do what students are doing. If my age now is 26, I'm at 27, I know my occupation, I'm doing this and this. That's what I do the best. Like right now, I know my biggest role is to mentor young people, and I do it very well. Now, I have all the authority, we call it the moral authority, to mentor you. Why? Because I'm not doing against it. Each step has its own part. Where you want to engage in some things. By the time you will be 30, 35, you will be very bored with life. Nothing will be very good with you. Nothing will actually be making you happy. Why? You are mixing these things. Don't mix. And I want to say this. As you are speaking, or as I'm speaking right now, if you are a student, read. Focus on that only. Do not multitask. By the way, the other day I was talking to some people and I was telling them that if you want to achieve a goal very fast or a dream very fast, do not multitask. Concentrate na moja kwanza. Hiyo ikimalizika, weka kando. Find another one. Ni kama mtu mwenye anataka uko na assignment ya physics na chemistry and you want to achieve all of them at the same time. It's not possible. Angalia the urgency. Hiyo ndio ndaangalia. In fact, in the next 10 minutes tutakuwa tumemaliza, but we will see how to cope up with pressure in life. So to avoid pressure, what you need to do, simply angalia ni gani ndio inafaa nifanye sahi, then what comes next. You will do it very well. So do not multitask. Do not be a student at the same time you want to be something else. You want to test, you want to use drugs. You will never succeed. One will work out and not education. Education is very jealous. Andika mali. Education is very jealous. You try to mix education and love will win, and you will fail. Well, now it will be the time that you will need to laugh. Education is not there yet. You require love, and you require the education. It will fail. So let's work with one by one. Yeah. So that's all about just build healthy relationships in your life. Now, lastly, I want to talk about coping about pressure. If you have any question, you can put your question in the chat box there. Place it, I will answer you. But I want us to talk about pressure. To be very specific, academic pressure. You know, generally in life we have pressure. Even us as adults, we are working, we have pressure. We have the work pressure. You are supposed to have presented this. You have this. I mean, there is pressure from all over. And because there is pressure from all over, what are we supposed to do? We need to cope with some ways of dealing with pressure. Some of the pressure are generally what we have brought to ourselves. You know very well, you've been given the assignment to present on Monday. Yeah, maybe 4 subjects. Ulipewa Friday. So starting on that Friday, ukaona Monday ni mbali. Ukaamua hiyo uwezi ukawakia. Ukaamua I will work it some days to come. Hii weekend ni mrefu sana. Ikafika saa 2 mchana, saa 2 jioni, ukaamua ulale, ukaenda entertainment, ukaenda ukadance, ukaanguka nayo. I mean, by the time inafika Sunday, una realize, hey, I have 4 subjects. Unajaribu kuulizia mtu mwenye ako serious. Physics questions ilikuwa ngapi? Anakuambia ilikuwa 50. Chemistry ilikuwa 40. Na si 40 tu, 40 moja iko na A B C D mpaka F. I mean, unauza ya math, unaambia math ilikuwa exercise fulani, kwa KLB ni maswali 50. I mean, the time remaining and the deadline, which is Monday morning, is not making sense. Then you ask yourself, what was I doing all the way? All the days, I mean from Friday evening. Sometimes have a plan to reduce academic pressure. Most of the pressure comes because we compile ourselves. Right now, there are Form 4s somewhere. They are almost being killed by pressure. Why? Mtu akiwa Form 1 akiwaambiwa, okay, Form 1 they always read. Wacha nisiingilie Form 1s. Wacha niongee kuhusu Form 2, Form 3 na Form 4 part 1. They don't read. Wanakaka, alafu ikifika Form 4 now they want to read 10 books per night. It's not possible. You cannot read 10 books. You cannot manage. I mean, mtu alafu kuna watu wengine wachokozi. Anakuja shule mapema, classroom by 5 ama 4 because yeye amesoma, amejipanga vizuri. Anakuja anaandika 90 days remaining to KCSE. Wewe mwenye hujajipanga, ukiona hiyo 90 days unaruka na akili, unatoka na wazimu. Why? Pressure. So pressure can be okay, pressure is always there, but it can be distributed. Distribute your pressure. Ingine ingie Form 1, ingine ingie Form 2, ingine ingie Form 3, ingine iende Form 4. You will now operate with very little pressure. Hope you are getting me. Even in the workplace, if you're watching me and you are not a student, do not wait until the last minute. You will actually, even the teachers, sometimes you wait until the last minute so that you start marking. Sometimes again you go through pressure. Now, what causes pressure? Kuna mwingine aliambia atenda nyumbani, reason ati ile pressure amepewa nyumbani ni mingi. What causes pressure? One of the main things that causes pressure is expectation from your parents, from your teachers. Mwalimu amekufunza, amekupraise throughout the term, nekesa wewe ni msichana mzuri, wewe ni you will pass exam. You see, alafu wewe ukaona hii mtihani siwezi pita, ukaanza kupatwa na pressure, expectation. I was telling another parent, stop of expecting from a student. Okay, students, still in our data, but I remember we are expecting a lot from you. But also, promise them something that you know you can achieve. Tulisema kwa academic goals that set targets which you can achieve. That's the point. Now, if uko na 40% alafu waambie kinakuja na 90, alafu ifike time ya kufanya mtihani ama during the exam hata ukarealize hata 90 sipati, hata 50 sipati, hata ile 40 ndio naweza drop. Pressure. So plan yourself very well, and sometimes we have a lot of expectation from the society, from the teachers, from the parents, even your own expectation. Sometimes no one is pushing you, but remember the intrinsic factor I was talking about. It can give you a lot of pressure actually. Another source is comparisons. You compare yourself with somebody. No, in fact, I always comparison. Let me say this. Don't please try to understand me. Comparison is good to keep you on the track, but comparison, if you don't take care again, it will make you feel bad. But compare yourself with somebody you are on the same level. Comparisons gives you pressure, even outside academics. If you compare yourself with somebody, you will end up doing bad things because you want to be like that person. Don't. You will end up making bad decisions, even in school. Please don't. But ensure you stick to your realistic goals. Point number 3, set realistic goals. That's where I was heading. If you set goals which are achievable, you will not work with pressure and you will not operate with pressure. You will be doing well. Lakini ukiset goals zenye unajua vizuri you cannot achieve, then it will give you a lot of problems. This one is the main now. This one is the main. Prioritize and organize. If you prioritize, you will. In fact, this one now helps. It helped me. It will also help you reduce academic pressure, reduce work pressure, whatever it is. Prioritize and organize. You know very well you have a lot to read. Let me not only dwell on their assignments and what have you. You have a lot to read, to prioritize. Sema, ndaka nianze na hii, followed by this, by this. You organize, then you follow that pattern. Pressure will ease. But sometimes unajipata unasoma hii akili inafikiria kuhusu ingine. No, you will not. In fact, operating under pressure, you will not produce and you will not achieve a lot. That's a big problem. So right now, you know what you want to do. You are remaining with 3 days to opening. You have a lot of pressure. You've not to do hawajafanya homework. Prioritize. I once used the same point. Nikauliza mwanafunzi, how will you prioritize? Kaniambia nitaanza na ile ya mwalimu mwenye hawezi nipanish. Nikaambia no, now that one you don't have intrinsic motivation. You prioritize based on which one was given to you early, which one is needed early. That is the point. Then you will not operate under pressure. Actually, if you use your time very well, you are not supposed to be under pressure. Anytime you realize that you are under pressure, there is somewhere you wasted time. Because if you actually use the time properly, mwingine anasema I'm under pressure because you are given a lot of work. No, whoever is giving you work is very professional, anajua the time available na kazi amepeana. So follow your timetable, do everything vizuri, you will never work under pressure. At some point now, pressure is automatic and you are supposed to learn how to manage stress. Yeah, so just learn how to calm your mind when under pressure and reduce anxiety. Do some exercise here and there. Yes, and you will be very okay. Right now, I don't want to go far because whatever is affecting you mostly is what we call academic pressure. And also be resilient. Be resilient. I gave out the 5 pillars of success the other day. 5 pillars of success, and resilience was one of them. In whatever you are doing, be resilient. Also develop what we call a healthy perspective. Develop a good health perspective on how you view things, pressure will be less in you. And kitu ingine inabanga, now this one is outside academics. Social media exposure will give you a lot of pressure, and actually you need to avoid that. As I'm ending, can you still hear me very well? I want to conclude by giving you a summary and by telling you that you are equal to the task. You can actually cope with academic and anything involving the academics and all the skills you are getting through academics, like hard work, resilience, perseverance, consistency, and determination. When you can bring it outside the world, outside schooling, and you apply it in your profession, and you apply it in your job career, then everything will work well. We have talked about 5 things in summary: academic excellence, setting of goals, healthy relationships, and coping with academic pressure. So thank you for always being there with me. Those who are getting in right now, thank you. Those who have been following me all through, I would like to also thank you. There are very many other videos we have made that is meant to make you go well. Our main focus is on academics, on careers, and very many other things. When you go to school, raise the flag of your family very high. Raise your own flag, raise your own esteem, raise your own behavior. You have a character to protect. You have a name to build. So go doing all those great things. I wish you all the best, and thank you for being with us. Thank you.